Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm going to basically run through exactly how I started a business from zero to 50K a month in less than 90 days, right? So this is a free strategy for you. If you're an agency, coach, or consultant, you want to sit down and you want to learn from how I did it in 90 days, then this is perfect, right? So if you're less than 50K a month in your business, or maybe you're above and you want to kind of see how we can scale with extreme acceleration, this is perfect. Okay, so quickly a bit of background on who I am. So I ran about 4 different agencies, or at least attempted to. Well, yeah, let's say 2 of them, I guess now has been successful. So I started an e-commerce marketing agency, which was my third agency. Before that, I tried dentists, I tried solar, I tried just being a media buyer. I've tried multiple different areas of being an entrepreneur in the marketing agency and coaching space. So my background is mainly Facebook ads and working for e-commerce brands. So my third successful agency is what I should have started in the beginning because I knew a lot about that. I was a quote unquote expert. So I have like a degree in digital marketing and I've worked for a large e-commerce brand. So naturally, that is probably the best place for me to work. But for some reason, I thought dentists or solar, it's kind of a shiny object syndrome. So I'm sure you have already experienced something like that where you think this person is achieving X, so I'm going to do exactly what they do and I'll get the same results. Where you should be yourself, you should look at what you are capable of doing and then go forth and rely on your skill set to take you to 0 to 10K, for example, rather than just trying to copy and paste someone else and what they're doing, right? So I probably spent the last 3 years trying to build different agencies, learning. In the beginning, I didn't spend any money. It was just watching YouTube videos, joining Facebook groups, asking questions, attempting. I remember my first sale call. It was horrible, most awkward experience ever. But that was the beginning, and now we're here, right? 1,000 sales calls later, we're sat here, and I've been able to start a new business, a new agency, and scale it to 50K a month in less than 90 days. Okay, which we'll get into. So that's, I guess, why you should listen if you think you need help in this area, why I'm a good person for you to listen to. Okay. So I won't try and make this too long. I will, I haven't written anything down. This will be very much off the top. So I'll just try and get across as much value as I can. So in the beginning, you know, you can read books, you can watch YouTube videos, but the best thing you can do for yourself is just to start, right? To pick a niche, pick something you're used to, right? So the first thing is picking a niche. Let's write this down if my keyboard works. So you want to pick a niche and pick one niche, okay? Not three and see what sticks. One niche. So you've got e-commerce, you've got lead gen. If you're a coach, obviously pick something you are good at, something that is going to be in your in health, in some of the personal development, relationships. It could be anything, right? Coaching agencies, whatever you are good at and what you have experience doing and have a high success rate at. Okay. So once you have your niche, this should be the easy part. And a lot of people actually get stuck here because they think that they might go for the wrong niche. Just make sure that your niche has at least 50,000 people, right? Slash biz owners. Anything less than 50,000, you're going to have a hard time actually reaching out to these people. So yeah, at least 50,000 people. You want to obviously find them on different platforms. So social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all good places. If you want to actually get emails, you can use different softwares. So we use like the datascraper.com. I use something called Eva Boot for Sales Navigator, which lets you scrape Sales Navigator on LinkedIn for email addresses. I use people on Fiverr. I use people on Upwork. I have VAs that manually scrape leads. Leads are the foundation of your business because without leads you can't sell. So if I was you, I would scrape a database, wherever that's one of the things I've just said, or hire a VA to manually scrape them. So then you have your leads, right? So you have your niche, you have your leads. So let's say you get 50,000 leads. You then want to verify those leads. So we use My Email Verifier. And this is like exactly the same steps I took at the beginning of my 0 to 50K journey, right? So myemailverifier.com, scrape those leads. Let's say you're left with 30,000 verified leads. Obviously, it's going to be different depending on the niche. So you have your leads, you have your niche. Now you need an offer, right? You need a service to push out to these people. Okay, so one thing you should not do, absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, not do, is build out your coaching program to like the perfection, or build out your whole team without actually having an offer. Right, your first thing is to actually test the market and see if you have something that people want. Okay, so you build your offer. Now I've done videos on this before, but essentially an offer should be time based, be results driven, um, and it should have a guarantee. A lot of people say, oh, it shouldn't have a guarantee. You 100% should, right? So without a guarantee, with a guarantee, you're going to close. Let's say you close 20 out of 100. Without, that's 1,000, but without, you're going to close. Let's say you close 12 out of 100, right? The difference at scale is ridiculous, as you can imagine. Okay, there's a lot of money being left on the table just because you couldn't back your service with an offer with a guarantee. Okay, so let's say with your guarantee you have to refund 2% of the people that come through. Therefore, it's still 6+ difference in terms of the revenue and the amount of clients you're going to sign. So that's why you should have a guarantee. Okay. So guaranteed and time-based, you want to give yourself enough time so you can actually get the results. So 16 weeks is a solid amount of time. It's 4 months, and obviously allows you to onboard the client, get to know the client, and actually prepare the service and deliver without actually wasting too much time or being rushed. So if you do like a month to month, you're never going to have enough time to do everything and get results within 30 days. Some people do 90 days, some people do 6 months, some people just do unlimited time, like a year, for example. But I found 16 weeks to be a solid option. Okay, so then results driven. So whatever your niche is. So for us, for example, for agency owners and coaches, they want appointments, right? They want their calendar to be flooded. For dentists, it'll be appointments. A lot of it might be closings, it might be deals closed. So we could do for agencies, we could do deals closed, but there's a lot of variables that happen between appointments and closing deals, right? Because in the beginning, the business owner is going to be taking the sales calls, so their closing rate may be very, very low because they have to kind of go through that motion and learn that skill. So it's harder for us to promise deals closed, but it's a lot easier for us to promise appointments. So be careful on what you promise people, because if it's out of your control, then you're going to have a really hard time. Okay. So you have your offer, you have your leads, you have your niche. Okay. So those are the 3 main things to start. Now you need to test your offer. So what we did is I actually pulled over one virtual assistant from our ecom agency, which is called Ecom Theory. You can search up ecomtheory.io. One virtual assistant across. And what I did is I used the same systems that we were doing for our ecom agency. So what that was cold email mainly and social DMs, which are very easy to get started. They don't cost a lot of money to get started, and you can just get it up and running within a couple of weeks, and you're going to see instant results. Okay, so cold email, we use instantly.ai. Social DMs, we just manually do that. So like Instagram manually. If you want to do LinkedIn, we use Expandy. If you do Facebook manually, or you can use like Genius CRM, which is or /friend connector, I think it's called. So it's the same software. So then you've got cold email going out. With Instantly, you're looking at about up to 100k emails a month. Social DMs, you're looking at about 100 DMs per day. So now you have your offer, you have your leads, and you want to plug them into these channels, right? So real simple, you just need to literally put it across. So you can say, hey, let's say, hey, first name. And to be honest, in the beginning, you just want to test the waters and see if people are interested. You're not trying to sell anyone. You're not trying to close a deal right away. You're just trying to test the waters. So you can say, hey, first name, I am the founder of X. if I use agency as an example, so it's what we did in the beginning, right? We build client acquisition systems for agency owners and guarantee 100 appointments or you don't pay. Are you interested in learning more about this? Let me know, and I will send a video across. Right, James? So that as a testing vehicle, because we're not trying to optimize the message script right now. We're just trying to see if our offer is actually going to work in the market. So what we do is we spend about a week sending, a bunch of emails, a bunch of social DMs, and then we look at the reaction and what we're getting back. If we're getting a bunch of positive replies, people saying, yes, I'm interested in learning more, seeing how this actually works, then you know you have something there, right? Now, the difference between this and turning this conversation from a positive reply into a book call is you need some more information to give them, right? So what we've done, and we should have probably done sooner, is we've built a VSL. Now, this VSL basically gives away our whole system, right? It doesn't hold back. We tell exactly how we do our operations. We say, show them exactly what they're buying. We have deliverables below. So there's no confusion when someone's interested in our offer. When they watch this video, they're going to exactly know what they're buying into, right? So if they jump on a call with us, they have questions more about, okay, how does this actually work? Or, how long does this take to do? They're not so concerned about what we do. They just want to ask smaller, minor questions around how we operate and client results and everything like that, which is what we expect and what you should expect from a lot of people that are interested in your service. So what I would do if I was you is send the messages first. If you're getting a positive reply, what you want to do is you want to pull up Loom and you want to make a small recording of yourself just going over your offer, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Imperfect action always wins. And just talk to them and say, look, I noticed that you are an agency owner. I've checked out your social medias. I've checked out your website. And I just want to kind of offer you this, right? I want to offer you 100 appointments or you don't pay. Now, this is how we're going to do it. You can go for your service delivery very shortly, and you can say, look, we hire and manage virtual assistants. We hire and manage your commission-only appointment setters and closers. We build out all the frameworks. We write all the message scripts. We manage your whole acquisition channel or channels until you reach a certain goal, right? So, and we promise you we can do that in 16 weeks or you don't pay us a penny, right? So that's what you need to get across to them. So you're backing your offer with knowledge around the actual service. And then they'll either watch your VSL or they'll watch your Loom video and they'll be, okay, let's talk for 5 minutes, right? Because you're going to send them a Loom video via email with your calendar, right? So you can just use, Calendly, set it up, you can do it for free. And then you can just say in your video, in your thing, hey, here is a quick explanation of our service. After watching the video, it would be great to sit down with you for 5 minutes sometime this week. What day and time works best for you? Or feel free to pick your own time here. And then enter your calendar link, right? Many thanks, James. So then what you're being able to do is you'll be able to take them from a social DM or a cold email. They're interested, you send them a Loom video or a VSL link. You then offer them to speak on the calendar. Now, if your offer and your service resonate with them and they have a current issue in that market, so they're not booking enough appointments, it's most likely going to be worth 5 minutes of their time to sit down and speak with you and explore this as a further possibility. And that is pretty much the system we used in the very beginning to solidify our offer. Now, once we solidified and we actually closed a couple clients on this kind of framework, what we did next is we hired setters and closers. So we're just talking about acquisition here. We're not talking about fulfillment. Obviously, we hired a bunch of people for fulfillment as well and spent a lot of time on the operations and onboarding new clients and making sure that it was profitable for them as well. So then we hired setters and closers and scaled what was already working, right? So instead of having one VA manage cold email and social DMs, we launched a Facebook group as our nucleus. So what we did is had our Facebook group as a barrier to entry into our community. And then we had setters on Facebook and VAs on cold email. And we're having a bunch of traffic sources. So we've got LinkedIn, we've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, we've got cold email, which are all pointing towards our VSL and our Facebook group, right? And then when people join our Facebook group, we then push them via DMs to book a call or to help them further with any questions they have. But then the end goal is always to book a call. So all we've done is really increase and streamline the service, not the service, but the acquisition channel, right? So we're still sending about 100,000 emails a month, but we're focusing a lot more on our Facebook group, posting content, and pushing people towards our offer via different traffic sources, which is then leading our calendar to be booked up. Okay, so in simple terms, we've gone from in month one, I think we signed 2 clients. Month 2 was, I don't think was much more. I think it was actually like 3 or 4. Let's just say 4 for argument's sake. And then month 3, we signed, I think 9 clients, right? So we're able to sell 9 times, I think it was 6. It's not 6 anymore, guys. I'm sorry. 9 times 6, which my maths is awful, but it's about $54,000, right? So that was in less than 90 days because all we've done was simply we've built our offer, we've chosen our niche, we found leads, and we've tested the market. There was a lot of interest, and then we scaled the operation through commission-only setters, having onboarding a commission-only sales closer, and then just scaling out from there. So now we've hit in 50K a month, and it's been very simple. Like, it hasn't been crazy hard. It's been demanding in terms of time management, but in terms of actually like difficulty level, it's much harder as an agency owner trying to hit 10K a month and trying to figure out what channel to use, what's the perfect email script, what is the best way of going around these different types of channels, when all you need to do is just have imperfect action and just put your offer in front of as many leads as possible, and then looking at the results. And if you see that you are getting success, you can then scale it with volume, hire commission-only setters and closers to come in, help amplify what's already working, and then obviously you're going to have operations and fulfillment, which you're going to need to pay a lot of attention to. So actually, in month number 4, I think we closed 4 clients, and that was because we put a lot of attention on our fulfillment, right? And it's only now, as we're going into our month 5 and 6, we've started increasing the volume again, right? Because we had to spend a lot of time on fulfillment. So it's not like you scale where you go straight up. It's going to be like a bumpy road in terms of like monthly recurring revenue until you actually optimize your fulfillment and your back end to a level of consistency, hire more people and delegate more people. And then you'll be able to, continue to scale your acquisition. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what we've done in the last 6 months or so, and especially in the first 90 days on how we hit 50K a month. So if you need help with this and you're a bit stuck and you actually want our team to come in and do this for you, that's exactly what our offer is, right? So we come in, we build your virtual assistant team, we build out your channels of acquisition, we build the frameworks, we write the messaging scripts, we manage that system, and then we scale with Facebook groups, we scale with appointment setters, we scale with closers, and also paid advertising. So to give you kind of a nutshell on what we're next focusing on is we're going to be putting a lot of time and effort into a low ticket offer, right? So as kind of like a bonus, a low ticket offer is anything less than $50 or less, but provides a lot of value. So for what we're going to be doing is a crash course essentially on how to send 100k emails a month. That's it, right? So for $50, you will know the exact system that we use to send 100k emails a month on autopilot, how we scrape the leads, how we verify the leads, and how we actually manage the system. And then, as you can imagine, for $50, that's a no-brainer. So then we'll use that low-ticket offer as a way to generate more leads for our high-ticket offer. So people that see success with our email course, they'll naturally want more help in other areas, and that will be there to help them when that time arrives. So for you sitting there and you're like, damn, I'm below 50k a month, I'm stuck. Your offer is the number one variable that you need to think of. If you're not getting a strong enough response from your offer, you need to change your offer straight away. You know, the market is very saturated and you're offering the same service as 1,000 other agency owners, it's going to be very hard for you to get through the noise. So try and be creative with your offer. Try and look at what other people are not doing, but you can do to a high standard, and then test that offer in the market, and then follow these simple steps to kind of scale your systems, but also your revenue. So I hope this helped. Obviously, it's not a perfect video. Haven't really recorded or written down anything about this, so it's completely off the top of my head. So there'll be mistakes, I'm sure. But if you do need help, we're here. Feel free to come to agencylaunch.io, watch our VSL. You can book a call with our team, or you can come to Facebook and go to our group, which is Agency Growth Secrets. You can join our free group and also learn inside here as well. So whatever you need help with, feel free to reach out, and then we can go from there. Thank you, guys. Hope this helped at least one of you kind of get more results for your own business. If you need any help, feel free to reach out. Cheers.